Hi, welcome to Nevin's Lab. I am trying to record this review. I've got my camera here and the screen is there, and I keep looking at the screen and not looking at the camera. Lots to learn. So if I do that, I apologise, it looks a bit odd. Anyway, today we're reviewing the SMOK, I've recorded this clip so many times, XPro M50. I got in touch with the gent from Vape Store UK. He did a text review. He actually posted it on Twitter, and I had a little read of the text review that he'd done, and I liked the sound of this device, and so I got in touch with him and said, have you got any in stock? Can I have one? And he said yes, they've got some in stock at the Watford Vape Store, and he told me to that he would have one reserved for me, and for me to go down and collect it when I was ready. So I went down there today to the Watford Vape Store, and the lovely Carleen, helpful as ever, wonderful service. She had my XPro waiting for me behind the counter. So thanks very much, first of all to Vape Store UK, and secondly to Carleen. Comes in a box like that, but you'll see that in the close-ups. I'm going to put up a splash screen which has got all the details. Essentially it's aluminium alloy, zinc alloy box, goes up to 50 watts. Nice little screen on the side. It's not focusing very well. The focus is much better on the close-ups, and that's about it for now. See you in a bit once you've looked at the close stuff. Oh, and by the way, that is the molecular structure of nicotine. Right, so SMOK XPro M50. That's the box. Rather a smart box. QR code on the side. I haven't tried it. I assume it takes you to their website. Description. Newly designed product. 50 watts of power. Goes from 0.2 ohms to 4 ohm atomizer you can use on it, so it goes pretty low, and authentication etc. on the back. On the side of the box you've got what appear to be a wide range of colours. On the website there are 4 colours showing as available. Sort of a goldy colour, silver, a gunmetal grey and black. This is the silver one. So the box, it's really nice packaging. So there she is, as you can see, fairly small. Let's take it out, pack it. Very nice, neat device. SMOK etched, laser etched I guess, on the front there. It's got this rather nice ribbed effect on the side. Yeah, makes for a nice grip. Also, it's a bit like a heatsink type effect. On the other side, X50 Pro. in the top 510 connection with a screw head in there. That is not screw adjustable. It is sprung loaded for adjustment. I had an issue with that, which I recorded another little clip, and I'll cut away to the clip that I recorded earlier, which is related to the adjustment or the non-adjustment on this screw head here. So I've said already that this center pin here is, although it's got a slot for a screwdriver, I don't believe it's meant to be adjustable. And the reason is that when I tried to adjust it, this is what happened. And the reason that happened is that when you turn the screw, it doesn't actually loosen or tighten. All it does is spin that entire center section. So when I tried to make see how much adjustment there was on the center screw, preparing for the review, all I did was wind the wire up inside and snap it off. So I'm now going to repair that. Soldering iron at the ready. I'll repair it, put it together, and do the rest of the review. See you later. On the other side, we've got some air holes there for the battery, a USB charging point, and two screws holding the base in, and two non-screws holding the base in. But don't worry. Okay, so back to the box. Inside the box, a bit of padding, cardboard base, and inside the box you get USB charging cable. I don't know if this can be run in pass-through mode. It doesn't mention pass-through anywhere in the manual or on the website. Probably wouldn't advise it. I guess you might get some charge into your battery. You get a little adapter here for ego threading, which I guess is quite a neat little add-on for those of you that have still got ego clearomisers that you might want to use on it. You get an Allen key tool or hex tool for opening it up, and you get you get 6 screws. So I assume that 2 of those screws are for the 2 that are missing on the bottom, and the other 4 are 4 spare screws. That's my guess. You get a little rubber grommet, which I have got no idea, none at all. It's not mentioned in the manual. No idea what that's for. It doesn't fit in the 510. Why you would want to put it in there, I don't know, but rubber grommet, no clue. If anyone knows, message me. And a nice little manual, just describing what all the buttons do, how to take it apart, what the menus are, but I'm going to take you through all of that myself anyway. So that's what you get. Now when you get the box mod, you will think, blimey, that's light. How can that have any kind of battery in it? Well, it doesn't have a built-in battery. It's not like some other box mods that come with a built-in battery is so many milliamp hours for the box mod. With this one, you need to have an 18650 battery to put in it. It doesn't come with one, so if you don't have any already, then make sure you get yourself one. It says in the manual that you need to have at least 16 amp battery minimum for it. This is a 30 amp battery. That's what I'll be using. So put the battery in. Take the little grub screws out. Okay. The base comes off, and that's the inside. So you've got a little bit of circuitry there and a connector at the bottom. Again, like the top, although there's a screw head on that, don't try and adjust it by that screw head, and you will end up with a similar problem as I showed you for the, sorry, I'm just digging for my screwdriver. You'll end up with a similar problem as I showed you in the other little clip. It's sprung loaded for adjustment. Now I've got here another 18650 battery with the bobble head. I'm not sure what the proper term is. I did try this. I wondered if you would be able to use one of these types of batteries, so you can see that that's the spring loaded adjustment there. But if I put the base on, it doesn't go all the way down, so you're going to need a flat top battery for this. These ones are particularly large. This is the AW with the, those are slightly smaller. You could use, that goes flush, so you could use an AW with the bobble head on, not the E-Fest. So the E-Fest 35 amp batteries, which are relatively popular, they're too big. My Sony fits fine, that's a flat top. My AW also fits. So I'm going to use the Sony. So basically, put the battery in, normal way round, plus to the top. Put your top on, screw it together. Okay, once it's screwed together, the little screen shows up. This screen seems to be lit all the time. I haven't noticed at any point that the screen has blanked or gone into some kind of screensaver mode or anything. I haven't used it very often. Maybe it does at some point. So essentially, I'm going to turn it off. It's got a really neat interface. So that's it turned off. 5 clicks to turn it on, a nice little smiley face and a welcome, and it comes up like that. And you got plus and minus for the number of watts. You see it increments by 0.1 of a watt, so you got very fine control of that. An awful lot of devices I've seen increment by 0.5 of a watt. This has got very fine control. But on the other hand, if you want to go up by 1 watt, you've got an awful lot of clicking to do to go up the wattage. It has another mode which is called MEC mode. So to get into the other menus, you click the main button 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Comes up with the menu. You've got 2 menus. The second menu is the power on. If I'd clicked it again, it would have gone power off and switched itself off. Click it 3 times. The first menu, wattage mode. Click it again, SMOK mode. Sorry. 3 clicks. SMOK mode, wattage mode, SMOK mode. If you put it in SMOK mode, you can't select the wattage anymore. It's not entirely clear exactly what happens. My understanding is that it will deliver the wattage that the battery will give you. So it's a bit like a mechanical mod, in that the lower resistance ATI you've got on it, the more wattage it will draw. It's quite neat. If you put a, let me just put an atomizer on here. So I've got a, so if I've got SMOK XPro dripper here. I'm going to do a review for that in a little while, so you'll see a review for that coming up. Lovely little dripper, actually, really enjoying it. So if I put, this has got the pre-built coils in it. I think they came out at 1.2 ohms, something like that. And you'll see that it's showing, if I fire it, it's showing 12 point something ohms, so 12 point something watts. If I put my iGo W7, now I've got a 0.5 ohm build in here, my own build. If I fire that, you see 23 watts. And actually you can see here on the screen 0.5 ohms and 3.6 volts shows up when you fire it. Let's just see what resistance was this one. Fire it, there we go, 1.1 ohms, 3.8 volts shows up on there. So it gives you quite a bit of information all on the one little screen. I'm really liking it. I haven't used it much in SMOK mode. The amount that I have used it, I've been using it in the wattage mode. So that is essentially it for the close-ups, I think. We'll go back up top and finish off the review. Right, so that's the SMOK XPro M50. I've got it with the XPro dripper on top. Looks rather smart. Should put something else on it. So just, yeah, before I do that, so as you can see, it doesn't overlap at any point. That's a 22mm ATI on there. Let's put the sub tank on there, which we all know is a beast. So that's with a sub tank on it. It's a little bit out of proportion, I'd say, but you know, it doesn't overlap too much. This is with the Atlantis on it again, looking good, but I'm liking it with the dripper. So let's put the SMOK dripper, SMOK box mod, and we'll have a little vape. That's really nice. It fires pretty much instantly. Nice clear screen. It's got a nice feel. It's very light. That's one of the things that I've noticed about it particularly is it's really light in your hand, small in your pocket. If you had a small Atty on there, you know, you could carry that around with you. The only issues I've got with it is, I don't know if you can hear that. Hear that rattling? So that's these plus and minus buttons. They're just a little bit loose. And at first I thought something was loose inside, and then I realised it was the buttons. The other thing to watch out for is the fact that it doesn't have a battery built in. Use your own batteries, but I assume that keeps the cost down. For $69.99 for the XPro M50. There is also, I believe there's an M33, also relatively new out. I can't find it now. I don't think they've got it in stock yet. And the only other thing to mention as a possible negative is that it doesn't say anywhere in the manuals or description or whatever that screw head that is in there is not for screw adjustment. So just be careful. Don't try and adjust it with a screwdriver. Rely on the sprung adjustment that's in there, and that's it really. It's a really nice little box mod. It's my first box mod, so I don't have a lot of anything else to compare it with in terms of other box mods that are out there. But you know what, I rather like it. For 70 quid, it's a nice little handheld device. 50 watts, that's got to be plenty for the vast majority of people. Goes down to 0.2 ohms, so unless you're seriously mega cloud chasing, going 0.0 something ohms, this will do for most people. This will certainly do for me, and I'm loving it to bits. So thanks for watching. Come back, watch the review for the X Pure that's coming up. Also have a review coming up for the Venturi. Oh dear. And I will be doing a review for this rather gorgeous mod. Anyway, see you soon. Bye bye.